Hello again. Today I shall be talking to you about my retirement fund. Now I shall show you how I acquire my retirement fund through my working life since leaving school 41 years ago. So basically, to build up your building fund, you really need to do is save. If you don't know how to save, well, I'm too sorry about that. You cannot have your retirement fund. Basically, all funds or money you need when you want to make it into a big pile is basically about savings. It's not about how much you earn, it's about how much you can save. So let's say you are earning about $50,000 a month. The problem is that how much can you save in a month? You can only save $100 in a month due to the extravagant lifestyle. Then you are no better off than a person who is earning 2,000 ringgit and he can save $500 a month. So the person that can save $500 a month compared to your $100 a month is in a better position to have a retirement fund. Throughout my working career, the following areas are where I save money in order to acquire my retirement fund. Okay, the first one is employer EPF. Now, your employer gives you 13% of your gross salary, and you as an employee contributes 11%. So in total, you are having a savings of 26% every month. So that is fantastic saving, which the government has make it as law for the companies as well as you as an employee to start saving for your retirement. Nowhere can you get 20% except maybe you took those high risk investments. Now, the second source of my retirement fund came from employment bonuses. Now, if you work for a multinational, the employment bonuses are a bit better than the normal local companies. So if you can, try to get employment with a multinational or a company that pays fantastic bonuses. You can ask that during the interview. So in my previous company, the one which I just retired from 5 years ago, the bonuses they were giving ranges from 1 month in a bad event to about 6 months, 7 months bonuses. And prior to my joining, I heard that this company was giving about 1 year bonuses. Wasn't that fantastic? So if your company is giving good bonuses, please try to stick with the company. If it's giving you good returns in terms of gross salary, in terms of bonuses. Third source of income is with a company that gives you opportunities to travel. Now, if you have an opportunity to work overseas, you can bring your family, please do that, right? You will sure be a boost to your retirement fund because there's lots of savings there. While working as an expat in another country, your lodgings are taken care of, your laundry is taken care of, right? Your transport usually is taken care of. So what do you save? Basically, your whole salary is saved. So that's fantastic savings. So if you have opportunities to travel, whether alone or with your family, to work overseas, please do consider the opportunity. In my previous company, I had 2 opportunities. One was they would send me to a remote location in East Malaysia. Nobody wanted to take that job and they asked me and I took it, right? And that was working in a coal mining far out location, remote location in the jungle. And that was one of my greatest opportunities to save money. The second one was that I was given opportunity to work overseas in India. And that also, I took that opportunity. And that also gave me, again, huge savings in salaries. because everything was found. My accommodation was found, my transport was found, my rate of exchange correction also was included inside my package. So again, if you do have an opportunity to travel overseas, please do consider it. My fourth savings came from my cost of living expenses, right? So it's basically how much can you save based on your gross salary. Now, in the early days, of course, money wasn't very great. My salary was really little, so there was basically not much I could save. But as I worked on, your salary increases. As you change jobs, you go for a higher salary, right? You get more experience, and then of course on top of that, then with your experience you can command more salary. So of course with more salary comes more savings, but again, doesn't mean that you can save. It all depends on how much you spend. So coming back to again what I earlier said, it's not the amount of salary you earn, it's the amount of money you can save. So if you reduce your cost of living expenses, there's more savings for you. I talked about the savings aspect. Now let's look at it. You got the savings now. So how to earn more income on your savings? So the only way is to do investments. Either you do risky investments or you do safe investments. So one of the safest investments is putting your money in long-term fixed deposits. So if you can get a let's say a tenure of about 5 years at a relatively good FD rate, that locks in your savings for the next 5 years, so you don't touch it. So it doesn't give you that itch to spend that money you have. So think about it. Do some long-term, low-risk investments. Another saving idea on how to increase your income on your savings is to buy and trade and sell in the stock market. I will call it trading. I won't call it long-term investment, I will call it trading, because I like trading if I can. That means you go in 1 minute, you sell the next minute. So this is high risk, yes. Your stock market is a gambling den. It's a legalized gambling den. But you can make money if you know how to trade well, right? Okay, some people have another way of making money. That means they buy blue chip shares and so on. That's not for me. So what I did was, in a span of 1 year while I was idling around, right, in between assignments, I got nothing to do. What I did was I trade online on the stock market, on the Bursa. So I bought and sell shares, counters, just within minutes, because that time already you can see online trading. So it's very easy. But to buy shares trading online, you must have a margin. So once you hit that margin already, you come out. You don't be too greedy. If you are being too greedy, then you are a very high risk investor. Okay? So this is not gambling. This is called smart investing. Another way to earn savings, I've forgotten about this, during employment. Now find a company that gives you employee share options, that has an ESOS scheme. So that way, it's a kind of a loyalty for being with the company for such a long time. So in my previous company, I was with that company for 20 years. But during the 20 years, they gave me share options, employee share options. So this accumulated. As I increased my position within the company, of course my ESOS increased as well. So this is how you can actually acquire more savings. Now in my previous company, just before my retirement, right, one of the conditions of my ESOS is that when I retire, I have to sell all of it. So make sure that when you retire, you sell it at a price higher than your ESOS price, and that gives you a nice retirement fund there. basically your ESOS is supposed to be your retirement fund. But during your employment, you buy or you take up the ESOS at a certain price. And when you retire, you try to sell it at a higher price. Right? And this gives you your retirement fund. But if like in the situation now, we have a pandemic, the shares of the companies are not doing very well. So the time when you bought you took up your ESOS, the price may be higher than the selling price or market price now. So in this case, if you resign now, you will be making a loss. So always take into consideration the timing of certain disposal of your investments. It is quite important. The next tip is that if you have savings, can you invest in properties? Yes, you can. Go and buy, just pay. Now in Malaysia, it's very easy to buy a property. Everybody is trying to sell you one. So you can pay a deposit of over 1,000 and just straight away go and sign the S&P. The problem comes when you try to get a bank loan to finance your property. So assuming now you do have some properties and you want to cash out, it's again the timing. In this environment now, in this pandemic environment, the property prices may not be too good. But in a fantastic boom period, that's where you can flip the properties. So let's say if you bought one property in 1998 or this thing, and then you held it for about 5 years, 7 years, then you flip it, right? You must remember you flip it that there is no capital gains tax or property gains tax. If you flip your property too early, you may have to pay a higher percentage of tax for that. So be careful there when you buy properties. Always take into consideration the disposal period and of course the market conditions. So in my case, when I disposed of my 2 properties, I made some good savings, some little profit down there, but I didn't have to pay any tax because there was no capital gains tax. Lastly, another area which you need to consider is taking out endowment insurance. Now another endowment insurance is basically a form of insurance whereby you take it over a period of time and you can cash it out once that tenure is over. It's like a long-term fixed deposit, right? So you buy early and you take a tenure of about 30 to 40 years, the interest will be accumulated on the insurance, and that you have a cash out sum at the end of that tenure. So that's another good form of savings, and also it stops you from making risky investments if you have cash in hand. I've shown you already how I acquired my retirement fund. My retirement fund is coming from these sources, which is employment, EPF, employment provident fund. Then I have my employment bonuses. I have my ESOS, right? I worked overseas. That was from my employment. And then I also monitored my expenses. So I had cost savings from not being too spending too lavishly. And of course, I did some share trading, right? I didn't actually do blue chip trading, but I did actual trading, buy and sell of shares within a few minutes or few hours. Then the next one, whereby I have my source of retirement fund, is from flipping of properties. So that gave me another retirement fund income. And lastly, my other source of retirement fund came from my endowment insurance. So this is what I'm sharing with you, and I hope that those young people that are listening to this or watching this video can consider what I've been saying in terms of building up your retirement fund. For those already who are at retirement age, this may be a bit too late for you, but if you do have some cash flow which you can afford to lose, then you may consider some risky investments in order to double up on your retirement fund. Remember, don't put your retirement fund at risk. That is a silly thing if you're going to start doing risky investments with your retirement fund. Enjoy your retirement fund. Don't splurge. Spend reasonably and wisely to enjoy it till your death day. If you enjoy watching this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and of course clicking the like button. I appreciate you watching my videos and I hope that you enjoyed it too. Okay, till my next video, I will see you. Bye.